Hello and welcome to Eating for the Planet. My name is Katy Kinsolving and I'm here to share some thoughts with you about how individuals can have an impact on reducing the greenhouse gas emissions that are causing climate change. It's so easy to think that one family or one person's actions won't make a difference, but as this headline from The Onion reminds us, we are all connected and there are many of us and our actions do matter. And there's data to back this up. Individual consumer choice has doubled organic food sales in under a decade. Imagine what we could do with climate-friendly choices. After all, we all eat. But before we can eat, we must shop. And it can be confusing to make the most climate-friendly choice in the supermarket. Luckily, there are many tools out there to help us. For example, you can now download an app onto your phone to help you figure out which is the most sustainably sourced fish when you go to the seafood shop. And then there's just common sense, which I know you all have in abundance. Does it make sense to buy lemons that have been flown in on jets from Chile? It does make sense to buy locally, just as it also makes sense to use these cloth bags that are washable instead of single-use plastic bags which are made from natural gas and petroleum. And yes, it does make a difference to buy your vegetables in their natural state rather than those that have been boxed in plastic. We all know that diversity is good for our gardens. Well, it turns out that what is good for our gardens is also good for our health and good for the planet. So whether you are diversifying your diet by adding lentils or beans or maybe millet or maybe teff, or perhaps you're trying some of these new plant-based meats like the Impossible Burger or Beyond Beef, any of these things is a great addition to your climate-friendly choices. And I just want to add one additional push for eating more lentils. Lentils and pulses and beans all fix nitrogen in the soil. That is, they are the plants that have the ability to take nitrogen from the air and put it into the soil, reducing our reliance on chemical fertilizers. So I try to use as many lentils in my cooking as I can to support those wonderful farmers who are growing lentils and re-nourishing our soil. I want to speak for a moment about beef. There's a lot of noise out there about beef and greenhouse gas emissions. And indeed, cows are a significant contributor to climate change. But we've also heard about regenerative agriculture and how regenerative agricultural practices may be able to reduce beef-related emissions. What makes sense for us to do as individual consumers is to only eat beef raised on farms using managed grazing and regenerative agricultural practices. I'm lucky because there's one near me. But I also know that they are popping up in states across the country. Local farmers markets are also a good place to look. And I have one final word to say to you about climate-friendly practices in the kitchen, and that is compost, compost, compost. Composting is such an important way to keep our food waste out of landfill where it breaks down and emits methane, which is one of the most potent greenhouse gases. And as an added bonus, we get all this fantastic fertilizer. So I hope you will join me and compost your kitchen waste. Thank you so much for paying attention and tuning into this. It's been really fun to put it together. I would love any questions. Feel free to get in touch with me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Bye.